Good morning. My topic for today is declaring breakdowns. You know, the common sense view of breakdowns is avoid breakdowns. I'm actually here to encourage you to declare breakdowns. Declaring breakdowns is an area of my study. I've been working on this for the last 4 odd years. My new book that's going to come out is on this topic. Let me tell you a story. I met my wife in 1994. Beautiful lady. That's my gorgeous wife. I got married to her 8 years later in 2002. We had a fabulous marriage. We went on together till 2010, and in 2006, my lovely daughter came into our life. In 2010, we moved to Bangalore, and in 2011, my wife and I had trouble in our marriage, and she walked out on me with my child. It was around the same time that my London enterprise went bust. I had 2 colleges in the UK, both of them closed down, went into liquidation in October 2011. My wife walked out on me on 31st of August 2011, which is about a month, 1 week before that. And there was a time I was studying declaring breakdowns. I moved from Bangalore to Pune. And when I moved from Bangalore to Pune, my entire structure, people that kept me, powerful in my life, was in Bangalore. You guys are sitting on chairs and you're not falling down. And why are you not falling down? Because there's a chair, the structure holding you up. I went back to Bangalore and I told these friends of mine, and I said, you know what, guys? I've moved back to Pune. And the problem that I sense a disconnect was, I'm going to move on and you're going to move on and we're going to lose touch. And you guys are the guys that are keeping me up here. So why don't we create something? Why don't you and I create something that can hold all of us up together? We created what is called the 5 a.m. Club. Dinesh, Jerry, and I met for dinner. We created this idea. We invited several other friends. We were 7 of us in what is called the 5 a.m. Club. The 5 a.m. Club, 7 of us woke up every morning at 5. We created our future. We said, these are things that matter to us. There were 4 things that matter to me. Me and myself, my health, my personal development, my family, my organization, the company I ran, and organ donation, my area, my cause that I've taken on for myself. So these are the 4 areas that matter to me. And in each of these 4 areas, we created a future. 1 year from now, where do we want to be in each of these 4 areas? Where do I want to be in each of these 4 areas? Similarly, the Balance 6 guys did exactly the same thing. My wife and I, in our separation, had reached quite a place of no return. My wife had decided that she's not going to come back. She had had enough of me. We were fighting civil and criminal cases in the court back then. And I asked myself, in the 5 a.m. Club, that if I did nothing about it, where would I end up? If I do not create design there, if I do not create choice there, where would I end up in my marriage? And it was obvious, if I did nothing about it, my marriage would end. And I would then have some sort of ridiculous visitation rights to see my gorgeous daughter. And that future was unacceptable to me. I said, that's just not happening. I just cannot. Even now in my body, that's not okay with me. I'm not okay with having visitation rights with my daughter and meeting my wife every now and then in that animosity. I said, I want my wife back home. And I will do what it takes to bring her back home. I declared a breakdown. You know what I did? I said, this future that my wife and I don't live together is not okay with me. I am not okay with this default future. My friends, several of them, made similar declarations. 2013, April 2013, my wife got back. I had to really pursue her. I had to really assure her that, you know what, I'm a changed guy. And 2014, we had twins. So we now are a family of 5. That default future, so my wife and I lived separately for 20 months. 20 months later, we got back together. We have twins now in our life who are about a year old, and our life's different. The rest of the guys in the 5 a.m. club, let me talk a little about these guys. Jerry Martin was a salaried guy, and he said, the money I'm earning is not enough for me. So you know what I want to do? In 3 months, I'm going to double my salary. The future is I need more money. I can't function like this. He said, in 3 months, I'm going to create a salary which is double of mine. Guess what he did? He did it. Another friend of mine, disabled. So small, the legs, he's on a wheelchair. He and I went on a holiday together when my wife was not with me. Chartered accountant. You know what he says? 3 months from now, I will drive a red Hyundai car. So Samir, when you come to Bangalore the next time, I will come to the airport to pick you up in a red Hyundai car. So when I went to Bangalore 3 months later, guess what happened? This friend of mine created that future of coming in a red Hyundai car, and he picked me up from the airport. A young girl, you know, I see a lot of young girls here today. A young girl, 26, 27 years of age, Priyanka Shailendra. She called me up one day and said, Samir, I want to work with you in the Gift Your Organ Foundation. Okay, let's chat. She says, I want to get the government involved. And then we interacted a lot, and then she joined the 5 a.m. club. You know what she says? I'm going to make organ donation. I am going to make. She says this. A young 26-year-old girl says, I will be at the cause of making organ donation a part of the driver's license in the Karnataka state. This is very unusual in this country. Internationally, it's very common that organ donation is a part of the driver's license. And she says, I will be at the cause of that. She said this in March. On the 23rd of July, 2012, the Home Minister of the Karnataka state and the Transport Minister of the Karnataka state launched the Green Heart Driver's License Project because a 26-year-old girl said, the future, the default future is people are dying. And I'm not okay with it. I am not okay with it, so I'm going to create a future where people don't die. And she joined hands with a foundation that had a mission saying, we don't want to see people dying for the want of organs. You know what happened? You know the statistics? Baffling. The year before that, the number of transplantations that took place, in 5 months after we started our project, the transplantations doubled in the state of Karnataka. You know what the Karnataka state government did in 7 years, the number of pledges? In 7 years, the number of pledges the Karnataka state government had, in 5 months, we had 7 times more. 7 times more the number of pledges in 5 months. Only because a young girl says, the default future that's going to happen if nobody takes charge is not acceptable to me. And she says, I will create that future and I will do whatever it takes to do that. The balance, guys, I'm not going to tell you everybody's stories. Every one of us was at the cause of creating a future that matters to us. I'm here today sharing what I've been studying, an area that is of great passion to me, is declaring a breakdown in what could be otherwise the default future. You know, I was talking to one of your colleagues here, sitting around here. He's from Udhampur. He's come in from Udhampur here. What's the default future of a guy who lives in Udhampur? You know what his default future was? Set up a shop, father's a doctor, set up a medical store. Not okay. That's not okay with me. I'm going to go to Stanford University. And he's going to go to Stanford University. Because the default future is not okay with me. I'm asking you, what do you care about? You know, when I do programs in organizations and I ask this question, what do you care about? And people give me blank stares. What do I care about? I don't know what I care about. What is it that you care about? Do you care about your future? And if you do care about your future, what is the default future in the area of your career, in the area of your family, in the area of your health, in the area of this country? What's the default future? In whatever area that matters to you. And if that default future is not okay with you, I have a claim to make here. My claim to you is, you are the co-author of your life. You are the co-author of this world. You have that choice to change the default future and create a whole new future. What is the default future in the area of your cares? In each of your cares, if you do not take active part in it, where will you end up? I'm inviting you to this moment of reflection to see where could you end up. You know, if I did not participate in my life, I would have been divorced by now. These two gorgeous twins would have not come in my life. Gift Your Organ Foundation would have not been established. This impact would have not happened. Priyanka would have not happened in my life. Sunil, this friend of mine, who decided to go to the US, just because he said, this is it, I want to go there and create a business of mine, and he went and did that. I'm inviting you, what is it that matters to you? And what's the default future in that care? And how about you creating a new future in that area of your life? You know, this picture here on the slide is a bull in a china shop. You know, my claim is people are blind about their default future. They've never thought about it. And the fact is that they're creating damage in their lives. And they don't even know that they're creating damage in their lives. Do you think this bull has any idea that if he walks around here, he's going to create a lot of damage? The bull has no idea that he is creating a damage in his life. My claim is people are living their lives, not all, some people, a lot of people are living their lives as bulls in a china shop, creating damage in their life and not being at the source of creating their future. I'm inviting you to be at the source of creating your future. What future would you like to create? What is the future you would like to create? Are you committing to this future? You know, this lady, Priyanka Shailendra, when she stood and told us that I will be the cause of organ donation on the driver's license, she was not saying, I will try. She was not saying, I will give it my best. She was not saying, let's see what happens. You know what she was saying? She was finding a ground. She was saying, I will do this come what may. She did it in 3 months. Come what may. My claim to you is, and this is a fact, whether you agree with this or not, whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or reject it, gravity impacts your life. You know, see? You know what, I don't like gravity. Get out of here, gravity. I don't like you. Do I have a choice in gravity? I have no choice in gravity. Gravity impacts my life whether or not I like it. Whether or not you like it, you are creating your life. Whether or not you like it. Whether or not you like it, you're creating a future. By not creating a future, you're creating a default future. Whether or not you like it, whether or not you accept it, or whatever else. The question is, do you want to participate in your future or not? Do you want to declare a breakdown and say, you know what, this default future is not okay for me? Just to sum this up, right at the end, like I said earlier, you are the author of your life. You are the co-author of this world. And I'm inviting you to your leadership. Thank you.